Hi, welcome to GeorgiaRoseConnection.com. I am Georgia Rose. Thank you so much for tuning in once again to our virtual community. Today I'd like to talk to you about journaling. I am a writer, I do a blog, and I also have a few books in the works. So journaling is a very important part of self-discovery, and you will find it a wonderful tool on your journey to living your best life with passion. I have been writing and journaling probably since I'm about 9 years old. I have a big box in my attic with all of my writing from a child to now. And I journal every day, if not every day, every few days. I have a few different journals. This is the way I use journaling in my journey of self-discovery and learning my life purpose. First, I have a journal that is always by my bedside. It could be just, a dollar store black and white composition book and a pencil. And I sometimes will wake up in the middle of the night and write down a dream because I don't always remember them. I do believe that you can remember your dreams if you make an intention for that before you go to sleep at night. Just say, I really want to remember my dream. This dream is going to help me in my life. I need to have a conscious thought of what this dream is. And I guarantee you will remember it. I sometimes don't remember my dreams until I'm awake for a little while, strangely enough. But in the middle of the night, I oftentimes will write in this particular book because that's my dream book, my dream interpretation book. Dreams are really important to journal, especially when you're on this journey of improvement or self-discovery in your life. Dreams can be real catalysts for making us think of things or remember things or have different thought patterns. It's my personal belief that at night when you are dreaming that your mind isn't really present. So the things that you dream have no interference. They're coming completely from your soul, the soul aspect of your body. I also do believe in other realms, angels, etc. And I do believe that they will sometimes communicate with us when we're sleeping, as do I believe our past loved ones. That's my belief. It doesn't have to be yours. But my sleep time journals, my dream journals have been really instrumental for me because I probably find things in the morning that I've written down, or I'll check them every few days or something, or go back. And there's something in there that I wouldn't have remembered otherwise. So really pay attention to your dreams and journal them. They are absolutely going to be leading you somewhere. The other type of journaling I do is like a diary type life review journal. Most of the time I talk to myself in that journal, work things out, and I will, basically just keep a record of my life. But I'm very careful not to make it a pity party. My first journaling experiences were that I used to talk about all the bad things that were happening in my life, and they were like the place where I would just pour out all this sorrow and grief, and then I never kept them up. And the reason why is because, nobody really wants to go into the bad part of your life. We want to know the good things. We don't want to be, totally living only in the bad. So make sure that when you journal, you're also grateful, that you have gratitude in your journal, that when really good things happen and you're really proud of yourself, or you've made an achievement in your life, or you have overcome an obstacle, that you write about it just as much as you wrote about the obstacle. Because that's really how we learn. Because sometimes a similar obstacle will come into our life, and that way we can go back to our journal as almost like a Bible of sorts to teach us, how did I overcome that? When I lost both my parents and they died 6 months apart. My father died first. When he died, I started to journal a lot about his death, and that summer that I was with him, I wrote a lot. And those writings really helped me when I went back and read them when I was going through the similar thing with my mother 6 months later. And it's funny because we forget our thoughts. We forget the way that we've coped with things and the coping mechanisms that we use, because we get so caught up in life sometimes with what's happening in our life sometimes right now and what the obstacle is. So it's really important sometimes to look back at our own words and how prophetic they can be. And then I also have a journal, which some of you may want to try, is I have a channeling journal. And I do channel. I channel Saint Germain. I do channel certain guides. To me, channeling is not something otherworldly. To me, channeling is not supernatural. To me, when I channel things, an automatic write, it's coming from my higher self. I believe our guides are our higher self, the part of us that has the answers, that we were given those answers by whatever created us, whoever created us. And it's our job here on earth to remember those answers based on our life challenges. I believe that's why when we do the right thing, it feels so good. It feels right because we're remembering that's what we're supposed to do. So that's my theory. So I do have a journal where I channel, and of course channeling means, you sit down and you write, and whatever comes to you, and it's really divinely inspired by some divine force where you are receiving messages. I also believe that everyone has the ability to do that. There are some people who are gifted from birth, and then there are some people who develop that talent. I believe it's energy, and we can all tap into that energy just like a radio tower taps into different stations. We all have a radio tower in our body that taps into different frequencies. So that's how I journal. And journaling is a really important part of self-discovery also because it gives you a beautiful record of how far you've come. Sometimes I'll go back and read journals from 10 years ago, and I'm like, wow, I kind of really knew something already then about a certain situation, but I really wasn't implementing what I really knew. A lot of people ask me, how long have I been on this journey of spiritual self-discovery and living my soul purpose? Well, obviously all my life, but there's a different answer depending on where I am in my life, because I can actually attribute it to so many focal points and so many seeds that were planted. My journals help me put all that in order and help me develop a synchronistic and a chronological order for my journey. And journaling is also a way to honor your journey. It deserves a written record. It deserves some form of testimony. It deserves some form of honor after all the hard, grueling soul work we've done. So I hope you will make journaling a part of your self-discovery and living your best life. Hope that these videos and the work that I do through Georgia Rose Connection help you live your full, authentic life so that we can overcome the obstacles and deficiencies that we have together, because we are all connected in love. Thank you so much for tuning into our virtual community and for being part of my life. You are all so important, each and every one. I'm fulfilling my soul purpose by talking to you here. Thank you. I hope that we are learning together to make our life our teacher and our friend. I'll talk to you soon, and you can always reach out to me on GeorgiaRoseConnection.com. Thank you so much. Have a perfectly wonderful day.